Good morning, everyone. This is Chair French, and I am convening this business meeting of the Kansas Corporation Commission for Thursday, October 19th. I'm joined by my colleagues, Commissioner Keene and Commissioner Keither. On today's agenda, we have 51 consent agenda items and one noticed item. We will begin with our consent agenda, and before we move to any action on that, I do want to announce that I'm going to remove item number 21 from the consent agenda, but that would be the only change. So with that, commissioners, you've had the opportunity to review all the items on the consent agenda. Let me ask at this time if you have any questions on those items. I will begin with Commissioner Keither.
Not at this time.
And Commissioner Keene.
No questions. I will be recusing from consent agenda item number 4 and item number 5. Noting those recusals, I would move approval of the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Is there any further discussion on that motion? Hearing none, those in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, say no. The consent agenda is approved. We now move to our one noticed item. This is in docket number 24 TRAM 128 PEN, and this is a proposed penalty order in that docket. Our presenter for this item is Mr. Hassan Latif. Good morning, Hassan.
Good morning, commissioners. The penalty order before you arises out of a compliance review of ANAC Trucking LLC, a common carrier which hauls grain, freight, general freight, grain, feed, hay, and aggregates, operating out of Liberal, Kansas. This investigation was conducted by Special Investigators Erica Pargas and Penny Fryback. During staff's investigation, the Special Investigators found 146 violations, and before you assesses a penalty for 19 specific counts, resulting in $12,400 in total penalties. I'll briefly summarize a few of the violations. A $500 fine for failing to have interstate insurance, a $3,000 enhanced fine for using a vehicle that had previously been declared out of service at roadside without first repairing that those out of service violations, $1,000 fine for failing to prepare records of duty status, $1,000 fine for failure to retain supporting documents, and a $1,000 fine for failing to possess federal operating authority. Additionally, there were violations for failures related to the company's drug and alcohol program and inspection and maintenance violations, among other things. Staff believes the order appropriately assesses the penalties against the carrier and recommends approval of the order. But I and staff are available to answer any questions.
Let me at this time ask if there are any questions for Hassan or other transportation staff, and I'll begin with Commissioner Keither.
I'm new to this game. This just seems to be really egregious, horrific, if you will. Is this the first time they've been slapped around, or I mean, I'm just trying to get a fix on the appropriateness of the fine, which I think is fine, F-I-N-E. Oh dear, both of them. But truly, I mean, I'm just sort of horrified here about this, and what they have. So I've asked my question.
Sure. But did you have a question about whether this is the first time they had been inspected or?
Well, I mean, fined.
I think this is our first compliance review of the company. The company, after our review, has been suspended by the FMCSA because of our review, the findings of our review, and has indicated that they're now inactive. But we'll be following up with them to determine whether they're no longer operating. But we would still issue the penalty based on the findings of the penalty of the compliance investigation. But I'll let staff speak if they want to add to anything to that.
I don't have anything to add. I think you've answered it adequately, Hassan.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with Commissioner Keither. It is very egregious, but yeah, nothing more to add.
Okay, well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Commissioner Keene, any questions on this item?
No questions from me. Thank you for the overview, Hassan. It was quite inclusive. I would again commend our field inspectors, both Erica and Penny, for their thoroughness and their diligence. Obviously, they're trying to apply our regs and the law, and I appreciate that effort. Having said that, I would move approval of the order.
I think I saw a second there. Is there any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, those in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, say no. The order is approved. Thank you so much, Hassan and Mike and Gary. With that, we have come to the end of our agenda today, and if I don't hear any additional business to come before the commission this morning, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
We've got a motion and a second to adjourn. Those in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. We're adjourned. Thank you all. Take care.
Take care.
Bye.